salary cuts, job losses, and paying off existing debt. South Africans' finances are being stretched by the effects of COVID-19. EWN spoke to the South African Savings Institute for tips on how to manage your money and save during the coronavirus outbreak. Draw up a budget.
I think the starting point to get to taking charge of your finances is to draw up a budget. I know a lot of people get scared when they hear the words budget, but it's nothing to be scared about. All a budget is you take a piece of paper, you put all your income on one side and your expenses on the other, and you've got to be absolutely honest and brutal about how you're spending your money. For instance, you may think that the 100 rand that you spend on takeaway on a Friday is neither here nor there. No, it's not. It's part of your expenses. Okay. So once you put your income on one side, the expenses on the other, straight away you'll be able to see what you can cut down on. You got to differentiate between a need and a want. I mean, if it is a need, by all means leave it there. If it's a want, you have to ask yourself the question, can I do without this for now? Are people looking or striving to continue to maintain the lifestyle and the expenses they had previously? Certainly not. So if it isn't enough, then obviously we need to lower our expenses. We need to lower our lifestyles. Basically, we've got to do that. I mean, I'll use an example. If you were used to eating meat twice a week, you might need to cut down to once a week. Similar cuts in your lifestyle.
Save first.
There is no such thing as I will save at the end of the month when I have some money left over. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen simply because expenses have a way of creeping up, and because you know that you have that money, I can always save next month. So first on your list, first on your budget, aside from all your other expenses, is your savings. Planned savings. What are you going to put into your account each month? Once that's done, it's done. So by doing that, you are paying yourself first.
Fewer takeaways.
We need to relook at how we buy food and what we do with it. During the lockdown, we had no takeaways. We had no restaurants. People survived by cooking their own food. And aside from the fact that it's more nutritious, it actually saves you a lot of money. I'm going to admit that at this stage in my life, I still carry a packed lunch to work every single day. I have never, ever bought food at work.
Less traveling and buy in bulk.
The other change is, again, look at how much of fuel you are using. Okay? Now we were forced to do our shopping every 2 weeks. Why can't we stick to that? And instead of, going every day or every second day to the supermarket, just because Woolies is down the road from you, you don't need to do that. You can now learn to draw up a list, go to your supermarket every 2 weeks. There's no need to do it more than that. Obviously, your perishables, your non-perishables, you can buy in bulk. If you can afford it, and if there are sales, particularly your cleaning materials, buy in bulk. If you do that, you do see a saving at the end of the month.
Talk to the people that you owe money to. Negotiate.
In terms of rent, I think now's the time to actually chat to your landlord. In terms of school fees, it's exactly the same. In terms of your other repayments that you need to make, now's the time to start talking to the people that you owe the money to. The worst thing you can do is to ignore them. Everyone knows that there's a crisis, but remember that the people on the other side are also dependent on what you pay them for their living. So I think, the best advice I could give consumers is to talk to the people that you owe the money to and try and make arrangements to repay this as quickly as possible.
Involve the whole family.
If you are embarking on this road to economic freedom, I would call it, it needs to involve the entire family, including the children. Children learn by example. And if parents don't get buy-in from the children, then they are forced to give in to the children's demands. I think it has to become a family, it must be a family initiative.
Relook at your relationship with money.
Now's the time to re-look at the way we view money, our relationships with money. It's never going to be business as usual going forward. What I'm hoping is going to happen is that a lot of people who did not have a nest egg, I'm hoping that they will now realize how important savings is. I actually foresee people doing a complete turnabout when it comes to how they handle their monies. This has not been easy on people. It hasn't been easy to get up in the morning, not go to work, and still face your starving children. What do you say to them? Sorry, I can't buy any food today. And I think that's going to be the turning point for a lot of people. So my view is, even if you are earning a salary right now, look, some people are regarded as essential services. They are going to work. They are going to be getting their full salary. For those people, I would urge you, start re-looking at your relationship with money and how you handle your finances. For those who are getting a fraction of their salary, obviously now's not the time, to be making major changes. But I think you've got time now to give it some thought and to decide how you are going to be facing your financial affairs in future. I believe that people have been so badly bitten that they will never, ever allow this to happen to them again.
For more, go to ewn.co.za.